Good morning, everybody. It's your favorite Genshin complainer here, again. And I say complaining with quotation marks on it because apparently that's what the Genshin Impact community thinks that I'm doing. They don't know what criticism is. But that's fine because I'm back to criticize the game again. Specifically, I'm going to be talking about the Genshin community as, not a whole, but just most people. Because apparently, some of y'all don't understand how your game works. And no, that's not a diss. I didn't understand how the game worked either until I got to AR-56. That's when I started watching like YouTube videos on how to build characters and stuff. And now that I understand it from this point of view, I understand why some people also don't complain or just think that it's fine what Genshin is doing. Because they don't understand how short of the hand of the stick they got. Let's start off with everyone's favorite thing to complain about. Again, the weapon banner. Because not a lot of people understand how the weapon banner works. Alright, this is a lot of words, so I'm gonna just break it down for you in Microsoft Paint. Alright, so what it's saying is you have a 75% chance of getting the featured weapon, one of the featured weapons on the, weapon banner. And you have a 25% chance of getting a standard weapon on the banner. Now, people will look at this and say, oh, 75% for one of the featured weapons on the banner? Yeah, that's a steal right there. That's way better than the actual character banners. But the thing is, yes, it's a better rate of getting one of the weapons. But the thing is, it's not a better rate for getting your weapon. Let's say you have Risley and you don't want Farina. Let's say you have Farina and you don't want Risley, right? So you want her weapon. You have a 37% chance of getting her weapon. Now, with this banner, this weapon banner specifically, it's not even all that bad because Risley's weapon is not a bad weapon. But mind you, signature weapons usually need to be with the signature character because oftentimes than not, the signature weapon can only be used with that character that it's intended for, which is why I use Kennich's banner, weapon banner, to explain why the weapon banner is so bad. Raiden Shogun's weapon can be used on any polearm in the game because of its passive. Anyone can use the passive. Will anyone utilize it as much as Raiden Shogun? No, but it is still a good substitute weapon for all other polearms. But Kennich's weapon, you cannot use it on anyone except for Kennich and maybe even Navia, but you don't even get the benefit from it. And as Navia voice line goes, carrying an unreliable weapon is worse than not carrying one at all. It would be better for you to get your standard weapon rather than lose your 35% chance on a weapon that you will not use on any other character because at least the standard weapons can be used on anyone. Now, the only way to guarantee the weapon that you want is to lose. You need to lose your 37, 37, 25 to any 5-star, and then you're guaranteed the weapon right after that, which means you're going to have to wish another 80 times to get the weapon. Now, 80 pulls by itself is 12,800 Primal Gems. You're going to be using those Primal Gems to get the character to use the weapon in the first place. Not only that, but we don't even get that many Primal Gems during an update. So let me break it down for you. In order for you to get the character that you want on the character banner, you need to wish 90 times, which is 14,400 Primal Gems. If you have no pity built up, you're going to have to wish twice because you most likely lost the 50-50. That is 28,800 Primal Gems. So basically, if you're a free-to-play player, it's almost impossible for you to even get the character and the weapon in the same updates. Which, mind you, the characters rerun after like a year. They don't rerun characters enough for you to even get the things that you want for the character. And I'm just going to put this out there to piss you off. If you have no pity on the weapon banner, it's going to take you 25,600 Primal Gems to at least guarantee the weapon that you want. And honestly, it's a good thing that pity carries over because if it didn't, this would be rigged. I mean, it already is, but my point still stands. Now on to the game's exploration. The point of the game is for you to build up your characters to make them strong enough to even defeat anything in your main world, right? You only get 200 resin to do that, or 5 condensed resin, which means you're most likely going to be spending only 5 to 8 minutes in the domain. We're going to have the artifact argument in a whole nother video, but you go into the domain and you walk out with some artifacts. Mind you, the resin takes 8 minutes to refill once. It takes 8 minutes to refill one resin. It takes 27 hours to completely fill it up. So more often than not, by the time you went into the domain and you came out with absolutely no good artifacts for any of your characters, your resin is going to be sitting at a whopping 0. Now, of course, you can use your fragile resin to refill your resin quicker so that you can build your characters more often. That would be great if they actually gave it to us. Let me search this up. How much fragile resin do you get in Battle Pass? Alright, let's see. How much fragile resin? You get 15 fragiles, 5 in the free version. If you don't pay $10, you're going to miss out on 10 other fragile resins. Hey, Future Soup here. It's actually more than $10 to get all 15 of them. You have to spend $20 for the plus 5 that you get from the other one, which makes my point stand a lot more. Let's do 5 times 60. Let's do the count. 5 times 60. Right? That's 300. Yep, that's cool. And some people are going to look at this and be like, oh, 300 resin isn't even that bad. At least you have 300. There are 72 characters in this game in total, I believe. And I spent 200 resin on one person. And I didn't get anything for that person. If you made it this far into the video, let me know if you still enjoy playing the game. Not only that, but your resin is used for everything. Not just your character, but the weapon that you luckily got in the weapon banner as well. You either use your resin for your artifacts, you either use your resin for your talents, you either use your resin to level up your character, or you either use your resin to level up your weapon. There are 4 things you can use your resin on, and they give us 200. Do you not see the problem with the game design? Oh, and this isn't the only thing about exploration. Let's talk about the enemies in this game. Well, there's not anything wrong with the enemies, but the lack of use for them. Not a lot of people may have the same experience that I have with this, but I'm a late game player. I have almost everything that I need to level up my characters with when it comes to like mats and stuff from like enemies. If I get a new character, the last thing I'm going to do is go out and farm for mats for enemies, because I already have it. So basically what I'm saying is the last thing I'm going to do when I hop on this game is do combat in the main world. I'm not doing any combat unless I'm doing domain, and it only takes me 5 minutes to do it. Let me know if you have the same experience as me in the comments. But if I'm going to get on and I'm going to build a character, I get a character, I level them up because I have decent amount of, mats for them, right? I get them to level maybe 70 or 80 sometimes. The first thing I'm going to do when I'm damage testing them is I'm going to fight bosses. The last thing I'm going to do is fight the main enemies in the game. I've completely maxed out my exploration except for like the new version in the new area in Leeway. I completely maxed out everything in this game. There's nothing for me to do. There's not even endgame content that I can do that is worth doing. I'm not fighting any enemies. I've used up all my resin, and I completely maxed out all the endgame content that they have available. For those who keep saying explore, please tell me what you want me to explore. Oh, you can do the story quest and stuff. Oh yeah, let me find out where Sosi is so I can complete that shit too. Like they didn't even mark anywhere to go on the map. I don't even know where I got this quest from. Where the hell am I supposed to go? And mind you, the main reason why people are going to be doing the quest anyway is to get primogems because they're low on it. And it's marked off for me. I don't know where to get this. Now, what people need to understand is that farming in any game, no matter what, will always be boring. If you need to constantly do the same thing over and over again to get a material for something that you need in the game in order to like get stronger or whatever, of course it's going to be boring. And there's nothing wrong with that. Now, what people need to understand also in Genshin is that doing quests counts as farming. Not everyone gets on the game to look at simple cutscenes or just sit here and sit back and lay down and not do anything for the past like 30 minutes. People get on here to actually do things in the game. Move around, look at the character, fight things, and gain anything from the game, right? So when you say to do quests, that's going to be counted as farming because what are you going to do quests for except for getting XP maybe and some primal gems? And the reason why people don't want to do it is because 1, it's boring, and 2, it takes hella long to get absolutely nothing from it. They want you to do a 30-minute quest so that you can get only 100 primal gems where you can just simply do something else. Why would anyone want to get on the game and simply watch someone talk for the next 30 minutes to get a bullshit reward when they can get on the game to do something actually fun like doing combat and get something from it? In conclusion, bro, this game just isn't fun. Maybe it is to you, but honestly, this game is just not fun at all. It feels more like a chore than an actual game. And don't go into the comment and just say, oh, if you're not enjoying the game, then just don't play it. Yeah, I'm thinking about it, honestly. But you posting that in the comments is not going to do anything for you or me. You're just blatantly undermining everything that I just said, and you're just putting it out there that you did not care about the video at all. This game needs to do better. And the last thing we need to be complaining about is big honka donkey titties on our screen.